When I was 8, 9 years old, my mother taught me to embroider, and my next door neighbor, Thea, taught me how to knit. And her sister-in-law taught me how to crochet. They had the patience. They were stay-at-home type moms. Their kids were grown. And they had the patience and the kindness to take me in the afternoons in the heat of the day in Mississippi and let me sit with them. And they taught me how to knit and crochet. And my mom taught me how to embroider. And I remember my mom embroidering and later on learning to crochet just like I did. And so we made Afghans. We did a lot of things that I know all of you do out there. If you're in your 50s, you got to make a lot of those big Afghans in the 80s. Well, here it is, like 30 years later, I'm out with some girlfriends of mine and we were just on a Saturday afternoon going through an art community, and there was a knitting shop. And so I thought, wow, I haven't knitted forever. So I went in and I've seen all the cool threads that they have now. They didn't have those back then. I remember going in looking at the colors, like the greens that are that chartreuse green that's really interesting now. And I thought, boy, I'm gonna make a scarf. And so I bought 3 skeins of yarn and I bought 2 wooden knitting needles that just looked really cool. And took those home, and it was winter time, so I kind of got in bed and I got my needles in my yarn. And I stitched on my needle thinking, okay, I've done this how many times when I was young? And then I just started knitting, practicing, and I messed up, of course, and I had to unravel it, and then I went back at it again. And of course, things are kind of off skew, and it was a trial and error thing. And finally, I got my stitches straight, and night after night, I would sit there and watch TV in my bed and knit this scarf. And so I knitted this beautiful long scarf, very simple stitching, and I got to the end and I was so proud of myself, and I went to tie off. I could not for the life of me remember how to tie off. So, my mom's passed away, Thea and her sister-in-law are gone, and I don't have any family here. And in the Chicagoland area where I lived at the time, needle arts aren't as big as they are out in more rural areas, and needle arts are coming back. So I asked everybody I knew, nobody knew how to tie off. And so I got impatient and I went and I wanted to do another scarf for someone for Christmas. I went and bought 3 more skeins of yarn in a different color, another set of needles, left my scarf on the original needles, and invested in 3 more skeins and 2 more sets of needles and knitted that scarf. And I thought for sure by then I know someone who would be able to show me how to tie off, and I didn't know anybody. I kept asking. And so I went and bought 3 more skeins of yarn and another set of needles. And then I asked someone and they said, well, if you don't know anyone, go to YouTube. Here I am, a computer person. Why didn't I think about YouTube? I was thinking about how I learned. I was thinking about the ladies that taught me that would have the patience to do that. And so, of course, I did go to YouTube. It was pretty simple. I saw it, and I tied all my scarves off, and I gave them away, and I kept one. And that was cool. But I thought, it wasn't as much fun. We didn't have the conversation. As a little girl, I was learning. I didn't realize I was learning during that whole time with Thea and my mother talking. And, we were eating homemade coffee cakes, or, as a little girl, it was kind of neat to be in with the grown ladies doing this stuff. So you really missed all of that. So, I thought there's absolutely nothing out there that makes it easy for us to connect. If you live in a community where you don't know people, or your relatives have passed on, or you're of a different level in say, embroidery or quilting or crocheting, how do you find other people who will be able to help you? Or you just want to learn something brand new that you've never done before. Well, I thought, wow, meetup, that would be a great thing, but making them all over the country so everybody could find each other and create a network, a United States connection. Every state would have a connection to find other people. And then, of course, in my mind, I thought, why not the world? you know, why don't we see what other people in other parts of the world are doing and connect with them also? So that's how the whole idea began, with just a thought, you know, why not make this connection and let's make it grow bigger. And so that's how Good Stitches came about. So now we're in at least 6 countries besides the United States, and we're going to all have the advantage of finding each other in our local communities, in neighboring communities, in other states. It's going to be a way for quilters who quilt for others to list what they do, you know, that and show their products. Quilters who quilt for other people are going to be able to showcase their business for a nominal fee on our site. So if you quilt for other people, you'll be able to go on and list your business and find customers. There's a lot of quilters out there that need people who can finish their quilts. You'll be able to find jobs in the needle industry. We'll have free job postings that any employer that can offer our membership a job will be able to post on. You'll be able to sell your used equipment as an individual. Of course, there will be dealers on there, but it's a whole separate thing. So say you want to upgrade in a sewing machine or a quilting machine or anything that you've got, you want to sell it, you'll be able to do that on Good Stitches. Not only will you'll find other stitchers throughout the nation that might need what you've got, and it might even simply be a giveaway. I mean, I've had a lot of people looking to give something away because Aunt so-and-so passed on and they just want to give this stuff away. So now we have a connection all over the country and in parts of the world. I'm sure it'll grow. And we have services that have never been offered in one-stop shopping. And that's what Good Stitches is all about. So I hope what we dreamed up is something that's really, really going to bring you value in your home, in your community. And hopefully when you go to the shows and stuff, you'll meet other people that you get to know throughout the U.S. Thanks for joining Good Stitches. We hope you stick around.